Back in 2007, during my college years at the age of 18, I found myself in a peculiar situation. Fresh out of graduation, I decided to prolong my stay in my apartment until my lease expired, despite sensing a lingering unease about the place. Let me paint a picture of the layout for you. Upon entering, a flight of stairs greeted visitors, leading to the main floor. The living room, adorned with a balcony door, offered a cozy yet exposed environment. A wooden divider demarcated my balcony from my neighbors, an elderly couple I barely interacted with. One chilly evening, I stood on my balcony, acquainting myself with the manual of my newly acquired car while chatting with my mom over the phone. A sudden warm gust, tainted with the stench of whiskey, jolted me. To my bewilderment, a man named Jake leaned over the wooden partition, catching me off guard. Stammering, I hastily ended the call and engaged in an awkward exchange with this unexpected visitor. The following day, a cryptic note awaited me in the mailbox, penned by none other than Jake, expressing a desire for a date. Puzzled and perturbed, I stashed the note away, hoping to brush off the unsettling encounter. As days passed, my unease escalated. Late-night quarrels echoed from my neighbor's apartment, Jake's voice laced with menacing threats. Disturbed, I sought solace in reading, until a disturbance outside disrupted my peace. Through the thin walls, Jake's eerie command to "Get back in bed, Birdie" chilled me to the core, planting seeds of fear and paranoia. One fateful morning, I awoke to a chilling breeze permeating my apartment. Alarmed, I discovered the balcony door ajar, the lock tampered with. A sense of violation washed over me as I realized my sanctuary had been infiltrated. A handwritten note, ominously promising no regrets, intensified my dread. Terrified of Jake's looming presence, I confided in my landlord, only to uncover his unauthorized residency in the building. Fearing for my safety, I hastened to vacate the premises, bidding farewell to the unsettling chapter of my life. Weeks turned into months, and the memory of Jake gradually faded into obscurity. However, fate had a cruel twist in store. News of a young couple's plight in my former abode, besieged by a relentless intruder reminiscent of Jake's malevolence, reignited old fears. Reflecting on the ordeal, I realized the importance of trusting one's instincts and prioritizing personal safety above all else. The harrowing experience served as a poignant reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface, urging vigilance and resilience in the face of adversity. May the tale of Jake serve as a cautionary reminder that darkness can lurk in the most unsuspecting corners, forever etched in the annals of my memory, as a testament to the fragility of security in an unpredictable world. It was around 2 years ago when I found myself in the midst of a chilling ordeal that forever altered my sense of security. Freshly transitioned into a new job after bidding farewell to a year and a half of camaraderie in the previous office, I was optimistic about the promising opportunities that lay ahead. While my former workplace harbored its share of quirky characters, none had unsettled me quite like Jeremy. Jeremy, a peculiar figure in the office, had always emitted an eerie vibe that left me and several colleagues feeling uneasy. Despite our attempts to maintain polite distance, his persistent attempts at engagement often veered into discomforting territory. Thus, when a text from Jeremy flashed across my screen, soliciting a hangout, I was taken aback by the audacity of his request. Unsure of how to navigate the situation, I deliberated over my response, only to be met with accusations of neglect for my delayed reply. Feeling compelled to offer an explanation, I cited work commitments as the reason for my unavailability, hoping to dissuade any further advances. However, Jeremy's subsequent silence was short-lived, as a late-night phone call pierced the tranquility of my evening, leaving a voicemail that sent shivers down my spine. His unsettling knowledge of my whereabouts raised red flags, prompting me to reassess the boundaries of our interaction. Yet, as I grappled with mounting unease, subtle signs of surveillance began to manifest, casting a shadow of paranoia over my daily routine. From mysterious parked cars to untimely phone calls, Jeremy's relentless pursuit transcended mere curiosity, morphing into a palpable threat to my peace of mind. Despite my efforts to evade his grasp, Jeremy's persistence knew no bounds, culminating in a terrifying confrontation at my doorstep one fateful night. The frantic struggle for freedom, coupled with the adrenaline-fueled flight from danger, etched the harrowing encounter into my memory with indelible clarity. With trembling hands, I dialed emergency services, my voice trembling with fear as I recounted the events that had unfolded. The arrival of law enforcement offered a fleeting sense of relief, yet the lingering dread of Jeremy's looming presence persisted long after his apprehension. Securing a restraining order provided a semblance of protection, yet the trauma of Jeremy's relentless pursuit left scars that transcended physical boundaries. In the aftermath of the ordeal, I found solace in the unwavering support of loved ones, whose steadfast presence served as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. As time passed and wounds slowly healed, I emerged from the shadows of fear, empowered by resilience and fortified by the knowledge that no amount of intimidation could extinguish the light of my spirit. Though Jeremy's sinister shadow may linger in the recesses of memory, I refuse to let his darkness define my future, choosing instead to embrace each day with newfound courage and unwavering determination. Last summer, an unsettling experience left me questioning the safety of my home. Living alone in a quiet neighborhood, I never expected to encounter such a bizarre series of events. It all began one evening around 9 or 10 p.m. as I lounged in my living room, engrossed in a book. A sudden knock at the door shattered the tranquil atmosphere, sending shivers down my spine. Peering through the window, I spotted a woman standing on my doorstep, her presence both unexpected and unsettling. Hesitant to engage with a stranger at such a late hour, I observed her from behind the safety of the door. Dressed in a black sweatshirt, with long blonde hair cascading down her shoulders, she appeared to be in her 20s. Despite my initial reservations, a sense of curiosity compelled me to cautiously open the door and inquire about her presence. To my surprise, she pleaded for refuge, claiming to be pursued by an unidentified assailant. Skeptical yet empathetic, I offered to contact the authorities on her behalf. However, she vehemently refused, insisting on seeking shelter within the confines of my home. Sensing a growing unease, I stood my ground, adamantly refusing her request while urging her to seek assistance elsewhere. Reluctantly, she departed, vanishing into the darkness of the night. Despite my attempt to dismiss the encounter as a mere anomaly, the woman's reappearance the following evening reignited my apprehension. Caught off guard by her presence once again, this time lingering near my residence, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Puzzled by her sudden appearance in my neighborhood, I wrestled with mounting unease and unanswered questions. The subsequent days brought no respite from the unsettling events, as the mysterious woman continued to cross paths with me, both on foot and behind the wheel. Each encounter fueled my growing sense of paranoia, leaving me questioning her intentions and the possibility of being targeted. The situation reached a chilling climax one fateful night, as I found myself confronted with unmistakable signs of intrusion into my home. Startled by the sound of shattering glass emanating from the rear of the house, I braced myself for the worst. With trembling hands, I dialed emergency services, my heart racing with fear and uncertainty. As the minutes dragged on, the oppressive silence was shattered by the sound of footsteps echoing through the empty corridors of my home. Huddled in my bedroom, I awaited the arrival of law enforcement, my senses heightened by the impending threat lurking within the shadows. Finally, the arrival of the police offered a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness as they combed through the premises in search of the intruder. To my dismay, their discovery only deepened the mystery as they emerged from the depths of my basement with the very woman who had haunted my every waking moment. As she was escorted away in handcuffs, her enigmatic gaze bore into mine, leaving me grappling with a myriad of unanswered questions. Who was she, and what compelled her to infiltrate my life with such calculated precision? Despite the resolution of the immediate threat, the scars of that harrowing ordeal continue to linger, serving as a haunting reminder of the fragility of safety and the sinister forces that lurk in the shadows of our everyday lives.